Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my theory tuition series where we're working together through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download these in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day when you're actually working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab, and please do subscribe to my channel and share the videos out. And now we're going to complete the first paper of the Grade 3 2018 practice papers. So if you turn with me to page 6 and we can have a look at this last question, question 9. And so, as I always say, I'm repeating myself again, I know, do have a go of this on your own first of all. It doesn't matter if it's wrong, you'll learn more thoroughly by making those mistakes. Always work in pencil and then you can just rub it out and have another go. So I'm hoping you've had a crack at this, and now let's look at this together. So all of the questions on this page will be referring to this little extract of music here. So let's have a look at the first question. We're told that the key of the melody is B minor. We can see here we have two sharps, and then the other clue is we have a raised seventh here of the A sharp, but they've already done that thinking for us. And they've asked us to name the degree of the scale of the first note of the melody. So let's have a look. We're in the treble clef here. So if this is middle C, one below that is B. So we're counting from B. 1 is B. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the fifth degree of the scale. And if you're not sure, you can just count upwards. 1, so B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There's our octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so we worked out it was an F, and we can see that F is the fifth. And so we've double checked that there. The only way you could get wrong is if you forget to count B as the first. We've got to always count the tonic as number 1, which seems obvious until it isn't. So now then, let's have a look at this next question. So a little bit of general knowledge here. Which other key has the same key signature as B minor? That's asking us what's the related key. And now I always use a list called a circle of fifths, and before I do any work on any exam paper, I just write down my circle of fifths. This is all of the keys. You don't need to go all the way up to 7 sharps and 7 flats, but the principle's the same. If you're not sure how to do that, you can look at my video tutorial on the circle of fifths, and you'll find a link to that in the cards and in the description. And if you do that list of circle of fifths, you've done all your thinking in one go, and you haven't got to keep on now dragging that information to mind. So the related key to B minor is D major. They both share the same key signature. Now then, is this statement true or false? Does every complete bar in this melody contain at least one note of the tonic triad of B major? B minor. So let's see what the tonic triad is. The tonic triad is built of the first, the third and the fifth. We need to know what we're looking for first of all. We're in B minor, so B is the first. C, D, F, B, D, F. Of course it's F sharps, but your key signature will deal with that. So we need to make sure that in every complete bar there is at least a B, a D and an F. Actually, even in every incomplete bar we can see there's one there. So let's see if it's in all the others as well. So there's an F, there's a B, there's a D. So far every bar there's an F and a D and a B. The whole lot's there. There's an F, there's a D, F, B, so the whole lot's there. There's a B, so that one's okay. There's a D, and actually even here there's an F. So in every complete bar, but also actually even in the incomplete bars, there is at least one note of the tonic triad, so that statement is true. Now then, here's another general question. 3/8 is a compound time signature. Is that true or false? Well, that's false. And this is one of those sort of anomalies. Most time signatures with an 8 underneath are compound, like for example 6/8 and 9/8. However, 3/8 is not compound, because if you just think about it, there's the bar. We can't have one beat per bar. 1, 1, 1, 1. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So actually 3/8 is simple time. There we go. So next one, give the number of the bar that contains the loudest note in the melody. So let's have a look. So we start off quiet, piano. We crescendo, we gradually get louder. So it's got louder here, it fades away, and it stays quiet from that point onwards. It stays very quiet in actual fact. So this is where it's got the loudest, and before it fades away, this is our loudest note in the whole melody. And so the number of that bar is bar 3. So there we go, bar 3. And now we've just got this last question to look at. So using the blank stave above, so we're going to use this, and so it's conveniently placed next to whatever we're copying. We need to write out the melody from the beginning of the music to the first note of bar 4. So we're looking at this to here. But we need to now make everything twice the value that it was. All the notes and rests are going to double. So we need to choose a new time signature for that. So let's look what we've got here. At the moment we've got 3/8, which is 3 quaver beats or 3/8 notes. And so to double that, we need to still keep 3 beats in a bar, but we're counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats. And so our time signature is going to be 3/4. And so before I get mapping out here, I'm just going to look at how I'm going to do that. So we do that by removing the tail. So that becomes a crotchet or a quarter note. So we remove a beam. So that becomes a dotted crotchet or dotted quarter note, and these become quavers or 8th notes. So remove a little kick like the little tail. Remove a beam. This we remove like the tail, as it were. We remove that. We remove this beam, and then this one here, we just won't colour it in. It'll have a stem on it to make that a minim instead of a crotchet, a half note instead of a quarter note. So everything's now doubled. We've done the thinking, so we've just got to map that out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some bar lines in and keep everything aligned to their example. I've got enough to be thinking about without worrying about getting lost. And also I know I'm going to have everything properly spaced, and I'm not going to be running out of space or too squished. And so now I'm just going to put the note heads in place. I'll worry about stems and all of that business. Let's just get the blobs in the right place. Now I know these are going to be coloured in note heads because I've already thought that I'm just losing the tail or the beam. So I'm just making sure I've got the notes in the right place. I find it easier, I can do that straight away. I find it easier to just take one little aspect at a time, and then I'm not going to make a mistake unwittingly by trying to think about too many things at once. So my little brain can just about cope with getting the blobs in the right place. And now my brain's free to think about the other aspects. So here we lose the tail, so instead of being a quaver, it becomes a crotchet or a quarter note. Now this one becomes a dotted crotchet. We've lost this tail or beam. And then here, these will be beamed together, but we'll just have one beam because these have become quavers or 8th notes instead of semiquavers, 16th notes. Again, we lose the tail, that becomes a crotchet. Actually, I just need to think about this a second because we don't beam those together. Just thinking about this, we have to show each new beat, so that is the second half to that beat. So there's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3. So we can't just copy the beaming. So this is going to be the same scenario here. So here's beat 1, So this quaver here that we've decided is beat 2, and then here's beat 3. Remember, we're reflecting this crotchet beat, otherwise it looks like compound time, and it's not, it's simple time. We need to be showing each new crochet beat. So here we have crochet, and then here we have, now we won't join all of these together because we're going to have 2 quavers, 2 eighth notes. So there's beat 2, and then here this is going to be a dotted quaver, semi-quaver, that's beat 3. So you can see beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and there's beats 1 and 2. So you've just got to think a little bit about how you're going to group these to reflect the new time signature. So I think that's job done. Let's just have a little double check through. And that seems all present and correct. So that's that question completed. In fact, that's also that paper completed. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope it's helping you to get to grips with this grade 3 theory. These past papers are an excellent revision resource. Even the older years, even though the set out of the paper is slightly different, it's still a valuable revision resource to help you to prepare for your exam. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and keep updated and share out these videos, please. Please also do go to sharonbill.com and have a browse around all the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.